30 years ago, my wife and I bought a house we honestly weren't sure we could afford. The payments stretched us a lot. Some months we wondered how we were going to make it. But we also knew something. We knew that we didn't want to spend the next 30 years renting an apartment. We wanted a place we could make our own, a place where our children could play in the backyard, a place where their friends would feel welcome, and a place where our family could put down roots. You know, looking back now, I realized we weren't just buying a house. We were planting seeds for a lifetime of memories. And at the time, we had no idea what God was going to grow. I'm Eddie Mann with Team George Weeks Real Estate, and I want to tell you a very personal story because I've learned that real estate really isn't about houses. It's about the people who call them home. Back then, builders offered something called sweat equity. If you painted the inside yourself, seeded and strawed the yard, they'd give you a credit at closing. And we needed every dollar we could get. So on New Year's Day, in the freezing cold, my wife and I were out there painting the walls and spreading the grass seed and putting the straw down on the ground. I'm sure we looked like a bunch of crazy people. But we weren't thinking about how cold we were. We were thinking about what that house might become. We were investing in a future we couldn't yet see. Now, there wasn't much room in the budget after that. We didn't take any real vacations in those early years. Not because we didn't want to, we simply couldn't afford both. So we made a decision. Instead of spending money on a week away, we invested in a place where our family could build a lifetime of memories. Now, at the time, it didn't feel very glamorous. It felt responsible. And looking back, I've never regretted that decision. Those vacations would have lasted a few days, but what God gave us through that home has lasted 30 years. One of the things I've learned is that some of the most valuable investments you'll ever make don't look very valuable at first. Painting walls and spreading straw and making mortgage payments, saying no to things you'd really like to do, day by day, they don't seem very significant. But over time, those ordinary acts of faithfulness become the foundation of an extraordinary life. When I look back over those 30 years, the one golden thread running through every season has been God's grace and His faithfulness. Oh yeah, there were lean years. There were uncertain moments. There were times when we wondered how everything was going to work out. But somehow, God always provided. Not always in the way we expected, but always in the way we needed. At the time, we thought we were just trying to make a house payment. But looking back, I can see that God was building something far greater than a house. He was building a home. Today, when I pull into my driveway, I don't think about the mortgage payment. I don't think about the cold weather, and I certainly don't think about the paint. I think about what those sacrifices made possible. You know, sometimes the greatest blessings in life aren't recognized while we're living them. Sometimes we only see God's faithfulness when we look back. Maybe you're in a season right now where you're making sacrifices. Maybe you're wondering if it'll all be worth it someday. Well, I hope our story encourages you. Keep planting good seeds, keep trusting God, and give Him time to do what only He can do. I'd love to hear from you. What's one sacrifice you've made that turned into a blessing later on? Share it in the comments. I'm Eddie Mann with Team George Weeks Real Estate. Remember, real estate isn't about houses. It's about the people who call them home. See you next time.